Hello, beauties. Hello. Last time I was live, I was at the Sydney Entertainment. I was at the Sydney International Airport, thinking it was Friday, and it was only Thursday. Have you ever done that? Started a holiday thinking it's a different day. But yeah, great to be here. I've got a lot to share today. I'm going to be talking about personalization of your brand so you don't compete on price. I'd love to chat about my Bali experience because they are the experts, I believe, in customer experiences, just incredible customer service. Like, we can learn a lot from the Balinese on how to treat, how to manage, and how to make you feel incredible and so special. They do it next level. I've traveled all around the world and I have never experienced, and I always remember when I come back to go, wow, we have a lot to learn from the Balinese on customer experience, customer service, and making the client or the customer feeling incredibly special. It was mind-blowing. So I want to unpack client experiences without competing on price, personalization, and going the extra mile, like creating a wow experience for your clients. So I've got a lot to share today. I'll just let people know that I'm here because that's important. So I've got a lot to share today. Yeah, because last live I forgot to at everyone, and the replay is always here. Actually, no, Facebook now are only letting us have our live videos in the space for 30 days and then take them down. Does that suck? Oh, I can't do an app because you can only do an app once a day now. See, all these changes. Because that's important. Put them down. Does that suck? Oh, God. So Facebook is changing all the time. It's just making it really difficult to feel clients. I've got a lot to share today. But anyway, it's not going to work. So there's always the replay. So hashtag replay. I always love to know who's been here, who's in the space, how far our community reaches, because we have a lot of international people here. So there's always the replay. So hashtag. And yeah, so we're here. So how are you all? It's spring in Australia. We have been booming in Sydney. It was 28 degrees yesterday, and I met my business coach physically for the first time. I've been with her for over 3 years, and it just felt so special. And talking about going to the extra mile, she shouted me lunch and tea. I bought her a beautiful chocolate gift. I bought her name in initials because she has 3 initials in her name, and so I found a beautiful chocolate shop that does 3D chocolates in initials, or in letters I should say, and so I bought her name in letters, all in this beautiful quality chocolate, award-winning chocolate. So she was very happy with that. Who wouldn't be, unless you don't like chocolate? So are we all ready for spring? Let's hope that you're getting ready for December and getting all set up for your business a couple of months ahead, so it's all planned and strategically organized. But today, yes, I want to talk about the secret of standing out in a saturated market without competing on price, because as I just said, I've come back from Bali only on like early Saturday morning. So annoying that we can only get a midnight flight leaving from Denpasar into Sydney, Australia at midnight, because you come back home. I'm not in home. This is not my usual home. I'm at Airbnb in Sydney. It's not my usual background. For those of you who know me, I tend to have a background that's very green. Oh, hello. It ended. Oh, am I live? Something weird happened then. Don't know. Anyways, anything's possible in life. The internet just collapsed. I'm back. Looks like I'm live. Yes. So talking about those 3 topics, I want to talk about personalization, going the extra mile, like wowing your clients. I want to hear from anyone here. When was the last time you wowed your clients? Because as I just shared, my coach shouted me to lunch yesterday. That was so lovely of her. That's a bit of a wow experience. And the other thing I want to talk about is not competing on price. So you become a standout brand and how you can do that. So I want to share something that I've been doing in my business for a very long time. And we have been wowing our clients right from the beginning. And when it was just me, when I didn't have a team and I was new to Sydney, and so I was new to Sydney, had no clients, didn't know anyone in Sydney, knew nothing about distributors, and had minimal cash to start a business. My mum gave me a chunk of money that I paid back within 2 years because I became a 10K salon owner, because I created wow customer experiences, because I built solid relationships with my clients, because I went the extra mile. And when I talk about the extra mile, even today, I'm in Sydney working for 2 weeks hands-on, and I delivered products to my client's door. Yep, I went to my yoga class at 6:30, finished at 8:30. There was 2 clients that live around the corner from my studio where I practice, and I delivered their products. Now, if that's not a wow customer experience, tell me something else. Because when you go out of your way to make it really effortless, easy, and an incredible service for your clients, they talk about it. And something that happened in Bali that I want to talk about, going the extra mile, just to stimulate this conversation around what does it take to go to the extra mile. So we're in our beautiful resort. Oh my God, it was nothing less than 5-star. It felt like 6-star. It was just incredible. And seriously, there's 1,000 people employed on this resort in Bali, in an area I wouldn't normally go to, but I have to share. So my sister was turning 60. I start again. I'm so excited, but so much to share. Because the last time I was live, I was at the International Airport in Sydney, holding back this big secret of where I am and what I'm up to. And because I didn't want anyone to know, I really wanted to surprise my sister. She's my older sister, and she didn't celebrate her 50th. She went to Israel, and this time for her 60th, again, she didn't want a big party, and she said, I want to go to Bali. I've never been to Bali. This is my 6th visit in Bali. And I was like, I knew in the back of my mind, wherever she's going to go, my husband and I are going to surprise her. Gate crashed her and her partner's time. Luckily we're close, and I knew that she would love it. She loves a surprise. Not everyone does, but she does. So last time I was live was at the International Airport talking about my Confident Consultation Masterclass. That was a massive hit, and getting so many people wanting the replay. They're getting so much insight and valuable information that they're implementing, and I'm getting beautiful feedback every day. Actually, it's wonderful, and it's wonderful to see so many people downloading it. And one salon owner said she watched it with her whole team and they loved it. So that was a big compliment, that she took that to her team to say, this is what we need to do, and this is proof of how it works. So moving forward, so that's what I was talking about in my live at the Sydney Internet. And yeah, by the way, happy Tuesday. Let me know you're here. Hashtag hello that you're here. Hashtag live if you're going to be watching the replay. And the surprise went down so well. She was so excited that we were there. She actually thought we were the cleaner knocking on her hotel door. So that was amazing. But what I wanted to talk about moving forward on the topic of wowing our clients. So a few days in to our holiday, it was about 9 o'clock at night, and our air conditioning stopped working. We didn't actually realise, because it suddenly just started to get much hotter in our room than it was outside. And I thought, oh my gosh, do I ring concierge? It's so late. Oh, I'm not sure if they can do anything anyway. And I thought, look, I'll give it a shot, because it's really unbearable. And not that we sleep with the air conditioning on, but we just needed to cool the room down. So I rang concierge, and they said, no, someone will be there in 10 minutes. Literally 2 men with ladders. Oh, this keeps collapsing. Ladders and tools. There were 2 engineers, and they said, oh, hi ma'am, we actually recognise the problem's outside. Long story short, they fixed it within 20 minutes. Now, the next morning we're at breakfast. We come back from breakfast in our room. There's this beautiful platter of fresh fruit, like exquisite Balinese fruit, like the best fruit you can get. I'm obsessed with their fruit. And a handwritten card, not just a note, a card with their logo, Padma, and a high quality card with a handwritten note saying, I'm really sorry for this inconvenience. With your air conditioning not working effectively when it's so humid, hopefully it's all going well and you're enjoying your room. Please let us know if there's anything else we can do. Now, if that's not going the extra mile, what is? Because they delivered this beautiful fruit platter, an incredible card, and when you stay in the hotels, particularly in Asian countries, or I don't know, I've noticed that in Singapore and Hong Kong and Bali, they make the towel into a 3D cute little animal. They made it into the cutest little dog, had like the ears and the paws. The towel was folded up next to the card and the fruit. So that is going the extra mile. And back in the day when I hired my team, we would sit down and weekly have team meetings and talk about what we can improve, what's working, what's not working, and how they're going, and how can I help them create better relationships and better experiences for them as a therapist within the business, so they can have great experiences with their clients. And often we would be talking about how we can go the extra mile for our clients. And we would send a birthday card to our clients, not an SMS, not an email, but a card with a very generous voucher to come back in. And we didn't even put an expiry date. We soon realised a few years later, some clients would accumulate those generous vouchers and try and use them all at once. So that was a bad error. I wouldn't recommend it. Now we have expiry dates on our birthday vouchers, but we would find out our clients' special occasions, if an anniversary, and that's when we'd send an SMS. We would customize our client consultations, so much so that we would say, which beverage do you prefer? Herbal tea, and give them a selection of 3 herbal teas and to tick. Filter water, spring water, or still water, tick. And which condiment do you like? Cacao bliss ball, a peanut butter protein ball, or some nuts. So they would tick that. And then we stopped serving nuts because we realised some people were having nut allergies, even though they were almonds. And we said, what fruit do you like? And we'd cut up some apple, whatever fruit was in season at the time, and we would change it. So there was like 4 things: the herbal tea, the water, and the treat. So when they arrived, they would actually go, wow, there was the water of their choice, the tea of their choice, and a treat of their choice. And then we went a bit further. A few years later, we started to introduce what music they prefer, and we would have a tick of which one, and then we would have another box that would say other, because if they didn't like classical or relaxation or spiritual music, we would write other. So that's the extra mile we went to. Can you see how we became a 10K salon and beyond? Because when I had a team, obviously we were needing to make more revenue than 10K. But can you see how very quickly I became a 10K week salon owner, because I customized and personalized and stood out compared to any other salon. And I was very lucky because I worked in so many high-end places before I set up my own business. I worked in spas, health retreats, and award-winning salons, and they all did this something a little different to make themselves stand out. And I noticed that in Bali, all the luxurious places stood out more than the people that were like $20 massages and $30 facials. Seriously, it is wellness, massage, facial, braiding, nail mecca in Bali. It's not just one on every corner, it's every second shop. There's some sort of pampering going on, and I can't believe the price. They're offering massages, someplace full body massage for $15 Australian. I don't know how clean they are and how good the linen is and the quality of the oil. I wouldn't go there, but could not believe what they were doing to get people in their door. I'm not suggesting that's what we do here, but what I see, the direct parallel is there's so many people competing on price in Australia and within our industry because they just want to capture the market. Look at Groupon, look what they're doing. Incredible. Wouldn't go there because you're targeting everyone and you're not niching, you're not specializing in who you're looking after. The person with the cheapest price doesn't always win because they're working the hardest, and they're the ones that aren't always fully booked. My spa, the resort I stayed in was fully booked. I could not get in. I was only there for 8 nights. I say that with actual gratitude. For 8 nights, and I could not get in. Fully booked. Unbelievable. So how are you finding this? Like, what are you doing to go to the extra mile? Because the places that are fully booked, they're not selling treatments. They're selling an experience. And they understand something that most salon and spas and salon owners still today forget. Personalization isn't fluff. Personalization is a smart, powerful strategy. We need to personalize your brand. What makes your brand different? Not your price list, your brand. What is your marketing message? What is your brand language? How are you standing out compared to the other salon, clinic, spa that is doing something similar to you? And how are you going the extra mile? How are you wowing your clients? Because I know when we wowed our clients with just the simple thing of asking what is their preferred water beverage, what is their herbal tea, what is the treat, and then we went to the extra mile of asking what music they love to play, that created conversations outside of the salon, and people started talking because they said, if you're personalizing these things, imagine what it's like going to the place. And we did. Personalization was our brand because we loved going the extra mile. We know that's how it converts into clients paying and referring you, rebooking, upgrading, because they want you. They're obsessed with you because we're obsessed with them. We love our clients. We adore them like you do, but how are you showing them that you are obsessed with your clients? So have a contemplation about that. I'd love to get some feedback. Just check who's here, if anyone's here. Because understanding what you can do, it doesn't have to cost a lot, but it's just putting a bit of thought to it. Posting a birthday card. Like these days, I know we get our bills online now, we're losing the paper trail, but generally we get things in the post that we don't look forward to. So when you open up a birthday card, imagine with a generous voucher or a voucher to come in and see you, how that is. Amazing. So yeah, I really want you to really look at how are you going with making sure that you're not blending in, that you're standing out, and your marketing is clearly strategically planned. Because here's the really honest truth. If your messaging blends in, your business will get overlooked, underbooked, and there's no clear point of difference. There's no unique client experience, and there's no clarity on why someone should choose you. That's what I found in Bali. I'd walk into a salon, particularly looking for a massage. I love body massages. And I would say, who's the most experienced here? What sort of oil are you using? This is not written on your menu. Not that we have to say all of those details, but you can tell that it's all the same. They're doing the same. And they would then kindly and generously offer all the information. But why do we have to ask that sort of thing? Why isn't it clear enough that you know you're in a beautiful place, that things are clearly marked, that you're going to be looked after? So this is why we need clarity, and why that allows people to choose you over anyone else. And I'm finding that more and more. The more that I support my coaching clients on exactly how I help my clients, because I look at their sales system. My Savvy sales system is how you can create consultations that feel natural and allow clients to say yes more often. Wouldn't that be amazing? Your clients saying yes more often. And when I say more often, 80 to 95% of your clients saying yes more often. Because when you get your sales system right, that is when you're educating your clients and not selling. That is the thing. Selling is not selling. Selling is education, sharing your knowledge, showing your clients what is possible, what is available, how you can help them, how you can support them, the journey you can take them on. And the other incredible thing I help them with is strategic marketing. So your message speaks directly to your dream clients' desires, needs, and wants. Because if we're not talking into what their biggest challenges are, plus their needs, wants, and desires, they don't understand the results you can deliver. And that's what your clients need to understand very clearly. And simple systems, so things are personalized. Because if you think a system is just looking at a spreadsheet, I want to show you a different way. Your systems and making them simple is definitely personalization. Your pricing, your client experience, because that becomes repeatable and easy. I also talk about strategic simple systems is based on your mindset, because you must embody your worth. Self-worth is quite, what's the word? Not tangible, it's intangible really. So when I talk about simple systems, your mindset is a part of that, because you need to embody the alignment of your mindset, your thoughts, and your energy. And that's when you have that in alignment, you are serving your clients at the highest. You are bringing forward your best potential to serve them, to give them the best results. Your brand voice, it needs to be magnetic, memorable, because if it's not magnetic and memorable, it's pretty generic and you're not standing out, you're blending in. And also your pricing, so you stop undercharging and start profiting with purpose. So many salons don't know what it costs to open their salon and are competing with a price down the road, the next suburb, the next city even. Oh, they're charging $200, $220 for this. I need to charge the same. Your overheads, your expenses, your business costs, your wages, your insurances, your consumables, your product costs, your income, your utilities, all are very different to the next business. You need to understand what it costs. So please don't charge what the other competitor is charging. Don't. Understand what it costs to run your business. And your leadership, that is also part of Simple Systems. Your leadership energy, so you stop running on exhaustion and start owning your expert identity. This is all a part of the Salon Success Method. Savvy sales, so your consultations feel natural and clients say yes more often to you. Strategic marketing, so your message speaks directly to your dream clients' needs, wants and desires of your clients so they get the results. And Simple Systems, as I mentioned. So things become personalized and you can actually go the extra mile with your clients. You give that experience and become that salon people want to go back to, rebook with, purchase from and talk about in a positive way. So you can actually get your mindset, your energy all in alignment and you can embody it all together. Your brand is your voice. So you become magnetic and memorable, not generic. So these are all the things. And my big question to you is, what is your extra mile? What would you do to go to the extra mile, or what do you do? I'd love to know. We can all share. What are the little things that make us stand out from anyone else? Is it putting their name in the room? Is it spraying the room? I used to call it AAA. We had aroma, atmosphere, and ambience. And every time my team would go into their treatment room, they had to check if those 3 A's were on point. How is the atmosphere? How is the ambience? And how is the aroma? We had specific room freshener spray, specific music for the clients. And the atmosphere would be either dim lights or battery operated candles, fresh flowers, even if it was just 2 little flowers we had a garden in our clinic at the back, and they had beautiful little hibiscus flowers and camellias, so we would have little flowers in the room and they were fresh every day. So those sort of touch points are really important. What do you do? What's my question I want to ask you besides what's your extra mile, and how do your clients feel after they leave you? Do you get the feeling they feel really excited, they've had a great experience, really looked after and special? And is your pricing in alignment with your value? That's a big question. Is your pricing in alignment with your value? Or are you still competing on price? So if you want support with this and you're ready to evolve your business that runs and feels effortless, easy, sustainable and simplified, that gives you the success that you're wanting, drop the word audit below, because I'm offering a free call. Now these calls are highly valuable and they're so valuable. What we'll do, we'll audit your client experience and sales process, identify your signature difference and how to market it, and map out a personalized plan to elevate your brand and income. Can you see the value of that? Imagine I'm with you, you're telling me just no strings attached call, what is your biggest challenge right now, or your roadblock, or your bottleneck in your business, and we're going to audit your brand and income. Because you know what? Let's make your business unforgettable, profitable, and aligned. So beauties, you've got some action steps to do. Consider what your extra mile is. Tune into your clients. How do they feel when they leave your clinic or salon or spa? And are you pricing in alignment with your value? So that's your action steps moving forward. If you want to have this call with me, I've only got 5 calls available. My time is very limited and calls take up to an hour to go through those 3 key points on auditing your business and your sales process, identifying your signature difference. So do you have a signature treatment that you can identify that sets you apart from your competitors? And we'll work out, if you don't, let's work it out. If you do, how can we market it better? And let's map out a personalized plan to elevate your brand and income. Because becoming unforgettable, profitable and aligned is essential these days. You need to be unforgettable. People need to remember you. Be magnetic. be that business that stands out and goes the extra mile. I know I'm talking about this a lot, but we're in a time where there's just so much competition out there and we need to stand out. And I'd love to support you along the way. So drop the word audit below and I can't wait to chat with you. I'm going to stay online for a little bit, just a minute or so, and to see if there's any questions, any comments, because I'm looking at my phone right now because there's a delay on the PC that comes through on my phone. So let's have a look. I'm pretty sure I covered everything. I'm just so impressed with the Balinese. If you haven't been to Bali, and some people are really not into Bali, but to go there and experience how they look after you, how they talk to you, how they greet you, what else can I do for you, how can I help you, how can I make your day better, every day, that's how they are. And it's just so genuine and warm and beautiful. I just feel Australia needs to elevate our client experience more and more. So yeah, so there's no questions, no problem. Until next time, beauties, sending you so much love and gratitude for this space, for you being here. So yes, let's make your business unforgettable, profitable and aligned. Bye for now, beauties. Have a fabulous night, day, morning, wherever you are around the globe. Sending you all love. Bye for now.